I'm actually realizing something very interesting, like really interesting in my life. Like in the past, there were human beings, beings that I looked up to. I listened to their ways of seeing. I thought they were superior. I thought they were powerful. I thought they were truthful, you know. I thought they had the way, not the ways, the way. I just beings that I looked up to when it come to some kind of knowledge. That actually in their presence I thought I would second guess my own knowledge. Okay, in their presence I would second guess my own knowledge, thinking, well, they are more informed in these things in life. They somehow I just assume that they have more information than me. That stems from that again lens of lack and seeing yourself as not enough, not having enough information, not wise enough, not knowledgeable enough. Like everything about you basically is not enough, okay? Then it actually placed me in a position where I would see other people who appear to know something as the one who are more knowledgeable than me. I'll compare myself basically. And as a result, I have actually pulled back my own information, my own wisdom, my own light, my own everything, you know. I would shrink in their midst and I will hold back out of what I've told myself, what I've made myself to believe to be truth back then. That they knew the way. They had more information than me. Therefore, it didn't matter what I have to say, what my heart was saying, what my feelings were saying, but they kind of like knew the way. So I even shut down the inner voice of reasoning from within me, and I'll actually allow them to be the one that actually do that for me. Okay. And I'll believe whatever they say because they seemed convinced, they seemed to know what they were talking about in whatever case. So I will look down to my own information, to my own knowledge, to my own wisdom, to my own light. And it was enough for me to embrace it. It was enough for me to see it too valuable, meaningful. It was something not even to look at or consider in that case. There was no life in my own knowledge as a result of the lens I was using that stemmed from lack and seeing what appeared to be real as reality and my truth, just because others have said it to be the truth, even though I never questioned it, even though I knew that I have my own source of my own knowledge that was constantly given to me on a moment by moment. I constantly received revelation about everything. I constantly received information about everything. I constantly received wisdom, light, guidance about everything. Yet something in me has been blocked to take that as reality. I looked at it as fantasy. I looked at my own wealth, information as an outside world that does not belong in this world. Therefore, I took a form of taking what has already been imposed and making it my own truth and living my life according to that truth of other people's way of seeing, whom they were listening, what they were listening to, their own mind or whatever. But I ignored myself. I neglected my own needs. I chose to see it that I needed the other information than what I already have. I'm being reminded of this because it's just down to me now. It's very interesting. Some of these people, these beings that I've encountered in life, and I thought they had it all. Somehow I'm now realized that the information that I have seems to shed light in their own ways. And what I'm discovering, what I made myself believe back then, wasn't based on reality. What I chose to listen to wasn't based on truth. It was just a fragment of truth. I'm also made to see the weird part that I gave into and fed into that, my own energy, into those structure, in those ways, in those belief system, thinking that they were the way. And then and the greatest discovery of it all, of this delusion life that I've been living, is that the people are now, the same people are now shocked by my own truth. Now that I've learned to choose my truth, I've learned to follow my heart, that I've learned to listen to my own inner voice, I've learned to do and do the guidance, receive the guidance, receive the revelation, receive my own truth. That now that I've managed to open that portal, that door, and break that wall that have been blocking my own energy for a longest time. And now I can live in my own truth and being comfortable in my own skin, regardless what other people are saying, whatever, even those people I used to put on the pedestal. And they are the first one that are in awe of what I've been hiding all along. I've been ignoring, neglecting. They are in awe and they are in shock, in great shock. Because decades, not just decades, of keeping my own truth as a secret that was not enough to be seen by the world. That it was not enough. I needed to put on a mask. I needed to cover it up. I needed to disguise it because the collective or the majority were not going to receive it. They were going to reject it. And that used to be my concern. That used to be my fear. And since I have discovered the ways of fear and how fear tend to prison our mind, prison our souls, and I have learned to master that, I am now free being who is no longer imprisoned by fear-based mentality. Hence, I know my truth and I am okay to live in my own truth and do things in my own ways. Even if my truth can actually make me feel myself uncomfortable in other people. I'm not concerned about it. I'm not even bothered. It's okay to be me as I am, however way I come and express myself. It's no longer a question of questioning my ways of reasoning and of seeing things and of feeling and experiencing my life. I am because I am. And that's what I've discovered, and it was for me like, wow, I have actually in the past lived in that illusion of entertaining and thinking other people's way of seeing is the way for everyone. And in reality, everybody have their own way. Everybody have their own reality. Everybody have their own world. And all the world are equal. None is inferior or superior than the other. And that's the reality I know. Hence I feel liberated to be myself. To be unique, different. To embrace my sense of individuality. To acknowledge my weird ways of expressing myself unapologetically, unconditionally, embracing everything about myself, because I too know that I matter as I am, and I am loved holistically in the ways I show up. Nothing is missing, nothing needs to be changed, nothing needed to be added or taken away in order for me to be. I am as I am, perfectly fine as I am. And that's what I've discovered this morning while I was doing my laundry. Isn't that interesting? I'm doing laundry and I get to, to receive this precious information. Let me get back to my laundry. Love and light. Bye.